Good morning.
Good morning.
We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You are knowing what you are wanting. You are enjoying the contrast of your time and place.
Yes.
Liar. It is a good thing when you come to the place when you really mean that, where you are understanding that the variety and the contrast are what help you to discern your own personal preferences. And if you were right now here in your physical body, remembering that whenever you ask, whenever contrast causes a preference or a decision or an intention or a desire to be born within you, that in the moment of that contrasting, focusing decision, in that moment, Source aligns with the new preference. We so much want you to hear the power and importance of that, because the evolution of your species and every other species, the evolution of all that is, the evolution of the universe is based upon just exactly that. That when something causes an occurrence of a new idea to happen within you, even before you can put words to it, even if you never put words to it, when you're living anything, preference just is naturally assumed or known by you. When someone is rude to you, whether you ever say a word about it or not, you send out a preference that people treat you better. When you are rude to someone, whether you ever say a word about it or not, you send out a preference that you want to be in a more stable, connected state so that the best of you can always be offered to others. In other words, you don't like giving not the best of yourself to anyone. In the same way that when you are hungry, you want food, and when you're thirsty, you want water. Every preference is born out of that contrast. And when the preference is born, even the one-celled amoeba in the ocean is having an experience, and that experience is causing a preference to be born. And when the preference is born in the one-celled amoeba or in the cells in your body or in the conscious genius that is you, when that preference is born, Source flows seamlessly, effortlessly, instantaneously to align with that preference. Now, as you're standing in your now, you may or may not be in alignment with this new desire that you've given birth to. For example, you may go to the mailbox and you may receive the big American Express bill or whatever it is. Some of them can be very big. And it may take your breath away as you realize that you have overextended yourself. You've spent much more than you have any means of paying. And so in that moment, a conscious preference is born. You might even say, I need more money, or I want more money, or I want more money flowing more easily into my experience. Well, again, whether you say it or not, that preference is born, and Source, because Source understands that you are leading edge genius creator, because Source understands the worthy nature of your being, Source immediately becomes one with that desire which has just happened in your life. The question that this workshop will address is, are you becoming one with that desire that you just launched relative to money? Are you purely saying, universe, I want more money? Or are you saying, I don't have enough money? Are you saying, I never have enough money? Are you saying, I've never had enough money? Are you saying, I hardly know anybody who's got enough money? Are you saying, oh, I know people who've got enough money, but they're evil in nature? In other words, are you in alignment with the new desire that is percolating within you? Or are you beating the same old drum out of habit? The drum your mother beat, the drum your father beat, the drum that most of the people around you are beating. In other words, what drums are you beating? Are you in alignment with the new desires that you are launching? Or are you in alignment with how things are and therefore often not in alignment with the new things you're launching? And so when we say, are you enjoying the contrast of your time and place? If you come to the place where even though there are unfulfilled desires, you're still carried by the joyful knowledge that in the moment that your experience causes you to exude a desire, the Source becomes one with that desire. So as far as Source is concerned, it's a done deal. In other words, your desire is in the ethers. Jerry and Esther have navigational systems in their vehicle. And the guidance works on this premise. The system knows where they are because there is an antenna on the roof and a satellite or several in the sky and a computer in the coach. And so the system knows where they are. And then they program in the destination of where they want to go. And Magellan calculates the route between where they are and where they want to go. And then Magellan says, please proceed to the highlighted route. And if they get off the route, Magellan throws a fit. Magellan says, please proceed to the highlighted route. Please proceed to the highlighted route. She is relentless. Jerry says, shut that broad up. It's a woman's voice. The man's voice was even more bossy. So the system works on this premise. There are 2 points that are compared, where you are and where you say you want to go. Your own guidance system works on exactly the same principle. When you have an experience, and that experience causes a launching of a desire, your desire becomes one of those 2 points. And source energy becomes immediately one with that desire. That's why it is such a powerful one of the 2 points. So there is what you want and what source is in agreement with. There's that vibrational characteristic to consider. And then there is the vibrational characteristic of where you are relative to the subject, what you believe, what you've been saying, what you've been thinking. Now, for most of you, the drum you beat is mostly about what is. You've become so enamored with what is. Your reality is so important. You document it, you write it down, you make historical records about it. You talk to everyone about where you are. And that's fine if you like where you are. But if where you are has a vibrational difference from where you want to be, then the more you talk about where you are and the more you activate the vibration of where you are, the more you create a vibrational discord between where you are and where you want to be. Your guidance system is giving you feedback on that all of the time. In other words, when you are in your moment, which is in your active moment, which means in your active moment of what you're thinking about, meaning past, present, or future, whether you're remembering it, observing it, imagining. Whatever you are focused upon right now is causing you to offer an activated vibration. And that activated vibration is being compared within your internal guidance system with the vibration of your desire. And it's ever present. So in a moment that you feel joy or passion or enthusiasm or love or appreciation, that means that who you really are and everything that you've been saying that you want and what you're focusing upon in this moment are in such vibrational agreement that there is no discord. It also means that you are moving in terms of time and space swiftly toward all things that you consider to be good, all of the things that you've been launching. We like to say that contrast causes you to launch rockets of desire, and they are being held for you lovingly in vibrational escrow. And what we mean by that is they are yours to be let in at any point in time that you become a vibrational match to them as they are. So as you move through your experiences, you continuously amend those desires. You keep clarifying what you want because each experience gives you more information. Contrast causes you to launch a desire. Hopefully you look toward that desire, you think about it, you imagine what it would be like, you become a vibrational match with it. When you become a vibrational match with it, it manifests into your experience, which gives you a new platform from which to launch more desires. So the comparing experience and the launching of desires experience and the coming into alignment with the desire is really what the nature of your eternal life is about. You or we will never get it done because we never cease to be on a new comparative platform that continues to cause, from where you are now, a new launching of a new desire to which you must then find alignment. You see how it works? So when you are in vibrational alignment in the moment, meaning you are practicing the art of allowing, meaning that you are a vibrational match to the things that you're asking for, now you have to sometimes make a decision. Do I want to be a match to what I'm asking for, or do I want to be a match to what is? Well, the doctor is giving me a deadly diagnosis. That's what is. Well, you've got a choice. You can match the diagnosis and let it manifest, or you can become a match to the desire that is born out of that diagnosis. In other words, do you know that you never want more powerfully to be well than when you are sick? So when you have that comparative experience of sickness and diagnosis, you launch a clarifying rocket of desire, which is being held for you in vibrational escrow, and which can be yours, no exception. We're not kidding you. You can get it all. Source is so in agreement with it that Source has become absolutely one with it. The question is, where are you relative to it? And the answer is, you can tell where you are relative to your desires by the way you feel. If you're ornery, you're not a match to the well-being you're asking for, or to the money, or to the dream relationships, or magnificent manifestations of physical things. You just cannot bang around in despair, or anger, or even frustration. You can't be in that ornery mood for a continuing amount of time and let in the things that you've been asking for. Even though they're yours, they're being held for you in vibrational escrow. Source agrees with you. Your comparative experience lets you know that this would be better for you. And how do we know that you are so worthy that Source agrees with you every time you launch something? Because that's the way the universe has been established. Think about it. If every point of consciousness gets to have its own personal experience, which gives it its own personal preference about what's best for its own personal self, and Source agrees with all of that, isn't the whole of humanity, isn't the whole of the animal kingdom, isn't the whole of the plant kingdom, isn't the whole of the universal kingdom, isn't the whole of everything improving at the best possible way? Do you know? In this vibrational universe, that's the only thing that you ever have to know anything about. You are a magnetic attractor of whatever it is that you are giving your attention to. And whatever you are giving your attention to causes an activation of a vibration within you. But there are 2 points of active vibration within you. That's why your guidance system works. We've not said that way before. There are 2 active points of vibration within you. There's the point that Source is vibing with, which is up there in vibrational alignment with what you've been saying you want. And then there's whatever you're giving your attention to right here in this minute. So when you feel vibrational discord in the form of negative emotion, it means you're not up to speed with what you've been telling Source you want and with what Source is in agreement with that you want and that you should have. You see how it works? As you comprehend that, you have just come back into vibrational knowledge of your guidance system. And now there is nothing that you cannot achieve. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have if it is your desire. All you got to do is line up with what you are saying you want.